Hello everyone and welcome to ASA 101, where we go over things that I often get told or see new players struggling with, and I want to make sure that you enjoy your first dino adventure and get the most out of your Ark experience. I'm Mantikai and I hope you find this video super useful. If so, feel free to hit that subscribe button below, leave a comment, and come say hello when we're live on Twitch. Today we're going to look at one of the biggest reasons that I see people quitting, and that is the initial spawn and first few minutes in the Ark. Ark teaches you nothing. Not only do you have to survive with food and water and shelter like other games, but you're literally in a world full of dinosaurs that are here to eat your face. So when you spawn in, you're immediately at risk. You can literally spawn on top of a dino that will murder you in seconds. Embracing death is part of the Ark, but hopefully these few quick tips here will help you survive that little bit longer. At first, you're going to want to spawn in on one of these green easy locations. We could go into the rest of the details as to why you don't want to go elsewhere, but let's just keep it to this is your best option.
Are you the one I've been waiting?
You can skip or watch that introductory video there by Helena, and then you're going to wake up and start scratching at this little implant that's dug into the left arm there that proves that you are a survivor on the Ark. The reason that we spawned in at one of the beginner locations is because they are on the beaches. Beaches in Ark are some of the safest locations because they have the least number of carnivores. That's not to say no carnivores. You can and will get eaten on the beaches, but the least number of carnivores, which gives you the best chance of getting established. The first thing you're going to want to do is start to gather resources. You can gather resources by pressing the default collect button, which is E, and as you can see by picking up branches, I can get wood and thatch, and then you can also pick up rocks. It is a little harder in ASA now with the advanced graphics to determine which are pick-upable rocks and which are not, so you've got to run around for a little bit, just kind of tapping E until you find some rocks that you can pick up. And of course, it's not going to give me one now in this little tutorial here. But you're going to want to get some basic rocks, thatch, and wood. And you could also harvest, there we go, there's a rock. And you can also harvest these plants. The plants will give you fiber and berries. We spoke about food and water, but given that this is a survival game, so you can eat the berries to keep yourself alive. I wouldn't advise eating the blackberries at first, and we'll go into that later. And despite the fact that we're on the edge of the ocean, you can straight up drink the water without any issues. There's no salt or need to clean that water up in any way, shape, or form. The first thing you're going to want to do once you've got the basic requirements is make a pickaxe, and this will allow you to get better resources. You'll also notice as you do things, whether that be gathering, crafting, killing, etc., you're going to get experience that you can put into different stats. Depending on if you're playing PvE or PvP and your playstyle, there is different thoughts on which stats are the best, but I can say for newer players, health is obviously useful to stay alive, stamina is nice to keep you moving for longer, weight is important to carry those resources we're harvesting, and fortitude will protect you from the elements. Things like oxygen, food, water, melee, and crafting, definitely more advanced things and not highly recommended for beginners. As you put those points in, it's going to default you to the next tab, which is your engrams. And this is how you will unlock the ability to make additional things in the Ark. So I'm going to get myself a campfire, a stone hatchet, and a spear straight off the bat. Come back here to my crafting tab and then see what else I can craft. Right now I'm missing flint and flint to craft these. So back in my inventory, I now have this pickaxe. I can drag this down to my hotbar, and the pickaxe will now allow me to harvest bigger resources. So now, as opposed to pressing E to harvest something, I can hack up a rock, and you can see I got a little bit of flint and metal from that. I can use that to make an axe and a spear, and we're off to the races. Once I've got these here, the two most important things that you will use in the Ark are your pickaxe and your axe. As you evolve through the different resources of the game, you'll get better quality ones, but they each harvest different resources or more of one resource over the other. You'll notice with the pickaxe on a tree, I get more thatch than wood, whereas with the axe, I get more wood than thatch. And the same can be said for rocks. I get more stone than flint with the axe, whereas I get more flint than stone with the pickaxe. This is also true of creatures that I can kill for resources. So a dodo is a great place to start. With a pickaxe, I'm going to get more meat and less hide. With an axe, I'm going to get more hide and less meat. Now that I've got some meat, I can craft myself up a fire. Keep putting a couple of points in there, and I can place this fire down, put it on my hotbar, or place it directly from my inventory. Use my wood for fuel, cook my meat, and now I have both berries and cooked meat that I can use to keep my survivor alive. As we said, this is about surviving those first few minutes. I now have food, I've got water, and I've got the ability to kill and harvest basic resources around me. The last thing that I'm going to highly recommend is that you learn how to make bowlers. Bowlers are something that you unlock at level 9, and it's something I see a lot of people overlooking. They are very cheap to make. All you need is some fiber, hide, thatch, and stone. So let's go get some stone over here by hacking one of these rocks with our hatchet. Now, bowlers are both an offensive and a defensive tool. You can use them to immobilize dinos that you want to kill so that you can get more meat and hide from slightly bigger things. And then you can also use them to get away from aggressive dinos like raptors and dilophosaurs. So a classic example is when people first try and kill a parasaur. Killing the dodo is easy, it can't go far. When I start attacking a parasaur, it's going to run, and it's very hard for me to catch up with it at this point. Whereas if I had bowlered this parasaur first, I can then walk up behind it and just take it out at my leisure if I had enough spear to kill it. And then by harvesting this, it is obviously significantly larger than the dodo, so I'm going to get a lot more resources from this. As I said, you can also use the bowler defensively. If you get a dilophosaur or a raptor coming your way, you can bowler it and either kill it the same way or run the heck away and come back at a better time when you've got more resources. So it sounds very simple, and if you know what you're doing, it is simple. But if you don't know, getting food, getting water, and surviving things attacking you is the hardest thing when you first start the arc. I've seen multiple friends murdered over and over and over again by packs of raptors, and hopefully this will help you avoid that in your own adventures. If you have found this video useful, please feel free to comment below, leave a message, and I hope you enjoy your adventures ahead. Have a great time in the arc.